Good day and welcome to the channel. In this short video, we're going to explain how to repair a standard cell phone. Now, what do you mean repair? Well, replace something in the back. Now, in my case, so it might be the battery, might be the lens, might be the fingerprint sensor, might be whatever. In my case, what I'm replacing is the USB port. This is my dad's Samsung S9, but it really could be any phone. And you can see when I try to plug it in, it just doesn't go. The USB port just won't accept. I've looked in there, I don't see anything jammed in there, but the bottom line is it's hosed. I've got to replace it. So the point of this video isn't to really teach you how to do this, it's to show you that you can do it. And as long as you're patient, you can get through it. So what have I done? Basically, I didn't want to spend 150 bucks on a repair on a 6-7-year-old phone. Although it's in great shape, by the way. The S9s are awesome. Anyway, leaving that alone, I went out and I bought a $15 kit off Amazon with the USB port in it, and I bought a bunch of tools. I don't need the tools because I already have them, but I wanted to show you that the tools, you can get them included for almost, this was $1 more, I think, to buy it with the tools and without. So I bought it so you could see it. So let's just unpack this. I have not done this yet, and we'll get right to it. So there's the actual control board, right? That's the USB port right there. And here are the tools. I might ask what a suction cup is for, and that's so you can pop it on the back here and pry this off. So how we're gonna get this off at all, we're gonna use heat. It's really the only way to get this thing off. So all of these phones now are done with adhesive. They used to be screwed down years and years and years and years and years and years ago, but now they're adhesives, which means tape, double-sided tape, glue, whatever. And so the only way to break the bond is to use heat. Now, I think you could use a really powerful, if you have a really powerful hairdryer. I don't, not much need. But I do have a little, $25 heat gun that I bought from Home Depot. Buy it from anywhere, whatever. I'm not promoting Wagner. None of this is sponsored, by the way, just be aware of that. Okay, now, a couple of things. Using a heat gun. For those of you who watched the channel before, I have a workstation, I have a proper workbench, so on and so forth, but I'm assuming you don't. So what have I done here? Well, this is at a kitchen table. And if I was to use a heat gun on a kitchen table, that might not be smart. So what I've done is I put down a raggedy old towel, and I've got a block of wood, right? So that when I heat this up, it doesn't damage anything. So the first thing we have to do before we really get started is make sure we have some very thin plastic to jam under here to separate the back. And how are we gonna do that? Well, in this case, I'm using a nice Marriott Rewards card. Very thin, but strong. Also, because this is such an old phone and it's my own, actually it's my dad's, but he's 92 and he doesn't really care. I'm also going to consider just damaging it a bit using one of these little slotted screwdrivers to sort of just pry under, get there. But we'll see how this goes. I've done this a bunch of times. Sometimes they sort of come off and sometimes, oh, they're on there good. If you don't have a block of wood, and a lot of people might not, she's no cookie tin. Something you want to note, there's a lithium-ion battery under there. Do not overheat this. So in other words, don't just sit there and blast the thing. You want to go around the edge, keep it moving. You're just trying to weaken the bond. Keep in mind that the tape is not just around the outside. Old Home Depot card. You've got to get this underneath. There we go. The only place you have to be careful is over here. Let me show you why. It has to do with the sensor. There it is. See it? It's off. See that? That's your fingerprint sensor. Bingo. Now I can tell you from experience that the best thing to do is to lay these screws out in the order in which they were taken out, except these screws are all the same size. And I know that because I've pulled an S9 apart before. So I'm not doing that. But if you were doing this on a different phone, lay the screws out in the order in which they came out in a matching pattern so that you don't have to guess. Now we have to pull the backing off. Do not use a metal instrument on this. That battery cannot be punctured. If it is, you're gonna have a hell of a mess. In case you're wondering, the circle is for your wireless charging. That's what we want to replace, boys and girls. And you think, oh, it's just there, I'll just pull it off. No, unfortunately, you have to pull all of this off, which really sucks. So that's why I started popping these connectors. Pop the battery. They'll all just pop back on, by the way, so you're good to go. Do not use a metal screwdriver, only use plastic. In this case, there's one more screw to remove, which is right here. This one is a different size. I'm going to put it over here. And you have to remove the antennas. Five more screws. Dead. Here's the nice new one. Bingo. Nice. And stuck in there. There we go, that's good. Of all the things to skimp on, this isn't it. These are your antennas. So the things you've got to make sure that are working, these antennas, make sure they're in. And in case you're wondering, yes, now is a great time to change that battery. Except this battery's still working great, so I'm not going to do that. And now is a great time to just test the charge port. Yep, that works great. You should go plug it in, but I've already done that off camera, so I'm good. Now let's just lay everything back on. Pull the fingerprint scanner out, sensor out. Make sure you clean off the lens if you've touched it. The lens cover, I should say, not the lens. Make sure you snap this in, you should push it all down and it should sort of click. Now, how do you put this back on? Well, you should get some double-sided tape, and we have some. You need very special. This is 2mm double-sided tape. However, in my dad's case, he has a cover. So, and there's enough adhesive already left on here that I'm good. So I'm going to simply snap this back on. I'm going to heat it up, and then I'm going to put the cover on it, and that is going to hold it in place. That cover's not coming off. Now, is that the best way to do it? No. The best way to do it is to go get some 2mm tape like I have. But I'm liable to spend more time and screw that up. There we go, that's pretty good. Yep, it's working. So hopefully you know now that you can order parts from Amazon, a bunch of other places, and that you can pull your phone apart, and you can do a lot of the basic repairs yourself, including changing the battery. Hey, if you found this video useful, please give us a big thumbs up. We'd really appreciate it. Thanks, and have a great day. Bye-bye.